Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by the Chrome Soft Golf Ball from Callaway.
And we're joined now by U.S. Ryder Cup captain Zach Johnson at the Chicago Ralph Lauren Polo store. You look great, Captain, but you're from Cedar Rapids, known more for food, agriculture, and steel. How much style input have you actually given to Ralph Lauren?
Well, I'll just say this. I feel like I've got a pretty good idea as to how to go about my job as a competitor, as a golfer, at least at times. I think I got a decent idea, being a vice captain over the years, as to what my leadership role is as a captain. I'm going to leave the fashion style things to the actual pros, and fortunate to partner with Ralph Lauren Polo and what they do, how they do it, their people, and certainly their closet of clothes that we're going to be unveiling here today is special for Ryder Cup USA.
And things are getting extremely serious this time of year. I imagine you're very busy qualifying, about to close after this week. Then you'll have picks after the playoffs are done. Just how crazy has it been? How quickly has the time passed where you actually have to start making some very tough choices?
Yeah, I mean, it's gone by fast, Damon. Yeah, there's been times where it's felt like it's taken forever to get there, and then when it actually kind of gets here, you're like, holy cow, it came quick. But, I've enjoyed the process of it all. Every moment has been special, and it's really one of those times that you really appreciate who you work with day in, day out, certainly starting with my wife. But yeah, I mean, it's around the corner. The team's starting to take shape. Still only 2 guys that have, made it officially, but our top 6 will be solidified this week after the BMW Championship. And then we'll start piecing things together to actually form our band of 12 to go to Rome.
Well, one person who wants to wear one of those snazzy outfits is Lucas Glover, the hottest player in the game. We just spoke to him, Zach. I want you to listen to what he had to say, and then I'll ask you a question on the other side.
Zach knows how I stand. I made that pretty apparent last Sunday night, and even more so this week. He knows I want to play. He knows I want to play for him and play on that team, and that's another motivator for me. I've been close before and let it consume me in a negative way and didn't play well because of that. So I got a different mindset this time and a different motivation, and so looking forward to the next couple of weeks and hopefully making an easy decision for him. And if it's not me, I'll cheer just as hard for my peers that represent our country.
Zach, you know Lucas Glover. He's a peer of yours, been on President's Cup teams with him. What else do you need to see from Lucas Glover, or have you seen enough the last couple of weeks?
I can't really get into that, Damon. It's too premature. There's still points out there. There's still a lot to unfold as far as those 6 guys go. And I mean, Lucas might make it into the top 6 if he keeps going at this rate. So it's a little premature for me to even speculate as to who the picks will be. Given the volatility of points, the purse in which we have this week is our points are based on money. So getting into specifics of individuals who might be picked is just frankly irresponsible. So I'm not going to get into that. Now, Lucas, as a person, as a friend, I couldn't be more ecstatic for him. He's an unbelievable competitor. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. Like you said, I've been on teams with him. He's a major champion, and the man is motivated, and that's what you want. You want guys that are motivated to play for Team USA. You want guys that are in good form. But there's a lot of other elements involved when it comes to forming the 12. I don't know where things are gonna, how it's gonna look yet. I mean, it's not. There's nothing concrete there. I'm just excited for those 6 at the end of this week to welcome them to Team USA.
Zach, you seem to have a wealth of options whenever the time comes to actually make those picks, but that also means you got a lot of difficult phone calls that you're going to have to make. Is this where the job really gets tough, when you have to call guys who've made a great push at it but just come up short because there just simply aren't enough seats on the plane?
Well, that's just it. I mean, I feel like I could formulate my 12 could be, there could be numerous options there, right? I mean, you could just go down the list and probably take 2 or 3 different teams and how they're arranged and have success. So yeah, the responsibility and what I've signed up for is to make difficult decisions. Granted, those decisions will be collaborative, but at the end of the day, the onus goes on me, and I fully acknowledge that and understand that and frankly embrace that. So I know that I'm going to appease a lot of people and I know I'm going to upset a lot of people. I've been on both ends of that. I get it. The common sentiment that I've gotten from guys is, sentiments, I should say, is that one, Zach, I want to play for Team USA. I want to play on your team. But just know that I understand it's a hard decision. And regardless of what happens, I'm going to be cheering.
How do you keep tabs of players that are maybe not competing this week? Justin Thomas, for example. How do you keep tabs of players who aren't going to be inside the ropes?
Well, I mean, communication is paramount, regardless of who the individual is, where they are, whether they're competing or not. I mean, there's constant communication going on, not just by me, but also by the other leadership of the team. We'd be foolish not to have that going. That's if there's anything that we strive for, it's complete transparency, open lines of communication, and understanding that not one person makes this team, whether it's the leadership side or the playing side. We're all in it together, and we're going to do it together.
How difficult is it to find the balance, Zach, when you're weighing up on one side the hot hand, the guy who's in form, versus another guy that you or team members believe has certain leadership qualities within the team room? That's got to be a tough balance to strike.
Well, ideally, you have both, right? I mean, you want individuals that have some experience. You want individuals that understand, that there's a lot of factors involved when it comes to formulating this team. You want guys that are playing in good form, certainly. The difference this year, if I'm just going to go based on just what's laid out, facts, is that at the end of the Tour Championship next Sunday, we've got 4 weeks off. So that's a whole month of trying to, the team will be set, but you can't determine form based on observation in those 4 months because there's nothing really competitive and we've already got our team. So there's other elements involved, not just current form and where guys sit or experience. I mean, there's so many factors, and we've got statisticians, we've got guys that deal in the objectivity and the subjectivity of it all, and we're going to take all that data, all that information, and try to mold it into the 12 guys that we feel are best to go take the cup back. We want to win. That's the bottom line, and however that looks is yet to be determined. But I do know that we're going to do it in a very high character, classy manner, just like these closing rounds.
Well, I want to leave you with this, Zach. How do you do it on the road? It's been 30 years since the United States Ryder Cup team has taken the cup back from European soil.
Well, I mean, if there was an equation or a formula that I could give you, I would reveal it, but there isn't one. I mean, the beauty of this competition, the beauty of the Ryder Cup is that every 2 years it takes on a new form. Every 2 years it's in a different place. And the way I see it, and what I will hopefully extend to the team, is what we have in front of us is just another opportunity. What happened in the past is irrelevant. Frankly, what happened 2 years ago is irrelevant. Yes, you're going to learn from things and pick apart things and maybe even keep some in your pocket. But for the most part, new members, new players, new team, new opportunity. Let's embrace it. Let's go compete, be who you are, and represent the red, white, and blue.
And Zach, I got to say, you sound like a captain, like a coach. You've grown into this role already before a ball has even been struck. Congratulations. You look great. We'll talk to you soon. Best of luck.
Yeah, thanks, Chance. Thanks for having me.